Hey everybody, it's low carbon keto nutrition specialist Amy Berger from 2itnutrition.com, bringing you the one and only keto without the crazy. Just a reminder, always check out the notes below the video. I have links to some of the videos I'm going to mention, possibly some blog posts and affiliate stuff, products that I use and love and trust. There's some electrolytes down there, supplements, zero sugar beef jerky, all good stuff. Check it out. Okay. I'm also on Patreon, so patreon.com/2itnutrition. You can check that out. Lots of exclusive content that's only for the patrons. And okay, topic today. I do have some notes here. Where do I begin? Stop following nutritional and dietary advice that is not meant for you. I'm going to link down below to a blog post that I wrote a few years back. It's very, very long, but I think very useful, snarky, and ranty. It's kind of what I am famous for or was famous for back when I was actually writing blog posts on a regular basis. Really need to get back to that someday. But in there, I wrote about some of what I'm going to talk about today. So keto means a lot of different things to different people. Low carb means different things to different people. These things really don't have any formal definitions. You know, even in academic papers, there's no like overarching agreement among the researchers. Everybody uses their own thing. So when you are getting information from a lot of different sources, a lot of different doctors, nutritionists, dietitians, influencers, just lay people with their own transformation experience. You know, everybody's entitled to give information. I mean, in some places it might be like illegal for them to, but no, it's like everyone can give information. Not everybody can like work one-on-one with people and charge for it. Anyway, when you are getting information about low carb and keto from a lot of different sources, podcasts, websites, blogs, videos, you have to try to vet the information properly. And it's not necessarily vetting the source, although that's a whole different topic. And I think I did a video a while back, a long time ago, on how do you know who to trust, who's appropriate to listen to. I'll link to that below too. I'm talking more about vetting the message itself, vetting what they are suggesting that you do, because people use low carb and ketogenic diets for a lot of different reasons, right? Some people, many people, use them to lose weight, rather lose body fat. We want to be smaller, be thinner. So many people use it for that. Some people use it to improve or reverse or put into remission type 2 diabetes, whether or not they also have weight to lose. Some people use it to improve the hormone issues in PCOS. Some people use it for migraines. Many people use it for epilepsy. People use it for other neurological conditions. They use it for non-alcoholic fatty liver, all kinds of different things. Some professional athletes use it to support athletic performance. So there are some overarching principles, right? Whatever way you do keto, however you tinker with it, the basic premise is it's very, very low in carbs. So that's a starting point, but you know, the way that you would construct your ketogenic diet, your low or very low carb diet, really depends on what you are trying to accomplish. Are you trying to lose 50 pounds, or are you actually underweight and you're using keto for migraines, or you're using keto for I don't know what, like, who knows what, blood pressure, you know, these things matter because the advice that somebody's giving might be perfectly suitable, safe, rational, intelligent advice for somebody else, and it might not be appropriate for you. So, and I'm not trying to scare you or alarm you, but I mean, I get so many clients when a client, like a prospective client, writes to me sort of out of the blue on the internet, hey, looking for a keto nutritionist. I heard that I Dr. So and so says to do this, or I'm following this because of Dr. So and so, and I watched this person's YouTube, and she said to measure this, and this person, I'm making this person's recipe. Or actually, I meant to say sometimes they don't even say the person. They'll tell me, I'm measuring this and my this level is this, and this is the thing I eat, this is the kind of fasting I do. And they don't have to say who they're following because I already know. I wasn't born yesterday. They can tell, like when I hear, so there's certain little buzzwords that I know who they're listening to and who they're getting information from. Not good or bad, it's just, oh, okay, this person is listening to such and such, or this person watches this person's videos. No problem. But if somebody's writing to me for help, like, and I do consultations, link below, if somebody's writing to me for help, then what they're doing isn't working, right? They're not getting the results they want, because if they were, they wouldn't be looking for help. They wouldn't be writing to me to troubleshoot and to tinker and to figure out why it's not working. So don't follow advice that's not meant for you, and be very careful about how you interpret what people say. Now let me stick a pin in that, because I want to stay with the advice that's appropriate for you. In that blog post that I mentioned earlier that I'll link to, the really long, snarky, ranty one, I was basically calling out some of the people who at that time were ultra low carb and doing CrossFit several times a week, and other activity on top of that, and they really felt awful. They had no energy, they were tired, they were depressed, they were anxious, they were starting to lose oomph, like lose power and strength and endurance at the gym. And it's like, oh, you're doing all this super glycolytically demanding activity, and you're eating like 2 grams of carbs a day. Oh, and you feel like garbage. I'm shocked. This is my surprised face. Like, oh, you're doing a ton of activity that is mostly powered by glucose, even on a low carb diet, and you barely have any glucose coming in, and you're wondering why you're falling short and things are falling apart. Let me puzzle over this mystery for a second. So, like, we've got, and in that blog post, please read it. It's a good one, if I do say so myself. We had healthy, young, lean, very active people eating as if they were children with very, very difficult to treat epilepsy, where you need like ultra crazy strict keto, where like smelling sugar will give you a seizure. I'm kidding. I'm going a little too far there, but I'm just trying to make the point. We've got people applying advice that's meant for a totally different situation to their situation. Do not apply advice to you and your situation and goals when the advice is meant for a completely different scenario. That's where I see people run into trouble. In many ways that I won't get into, because I really do want to make some short videos. I know I've had some long ones recently. I do have notes. Let me consult the notes. No, that's mostly here. Yeah, I've already covered the stuff that's in the notes. What did I stick a pin in? I stuck a pin in be very careful about how you interpret the messages that are coming out. And I'll give you kind of an example. There's somebody who's very well known. I'll just say his name. We all know him. I consider him a friend. Dr. Ted Naiman out of the Seattle area. Dr. Naiman is like really famous now for his P to E, protein to energy ratio diet that he co-wrote the book with William Shufelt. No one ever gives poor Will Shufelt any credit. So Ted Naiman and Will Shufelt wrote the P to E diet. Okay. So, but Dr. Naiman is becoming really well known for actually stepping away from keto and ultra low carb and telling people to eat more protein, less fat, and in some cases more carbs. Because he's not worried about, he doesn't really care about keto anymore. So we're not really worried about the carbs so much as just high percentage of protein, lower fat, Again, depending on your goal. If you're specifically looking for body recomposition, you can also, for some people at least, improve blood sugar and blood pressure and fatty liver this way. Because for most people, it is still a low carb diet. It's not ketogenic, but it is still, comparatively speaking, very much a low carb diet. Even if so, people are eating more carbs than they were, not ketogenic, definitely low carb compared to what most other people are eating. So Ted has said more protein, less fat. And somebody wrote to him on Twitter the other day. A lot of people tweet him pictures of their meal, like, "Oh, Dr. Naiman, look at my meal. It fits your ratios perfectly." And okay, like everybody wants, Father Naiman's blessing. And I say that with love because I really, truly adore Ted. I really do. And I've learned a ton from him. So anyway, this one person had asked him something about their breakfast, and she told him what she ate, and she said something like, "Is this okay? I know it's not pure protein." And because I think she had egg yolks with like whole eggs instead of just egg whites. So there was some fat in the meal, and I don't know if it was just eggs, I don't remember, but it was something to that effect. And Ted was like, "Whoa there, hold up. When did I ever say to eat pure protein? When did I ever say to eat 100% protein?" And you see what happened. This person had extrapolated and misinterpreted more protein, less fat to mean only protein, no fat. Ted Naiman has never ever said that, ever. That is how it gets misinterpreted and misextrapolated, incorrectly extrapolated. Higher, higher protein doesn't mean only protein. Lower fat doesn't mean no fat ever. So you have to be careful about what somebody says, the actual words they say, versus what you are taking that to mean. Don't make it mean something that it didn't. Don't invent words. Don't create a meaning that wasn't there. If you don't know what the meaning was, hopefully it's somebody that's accessible, like Ted Naiman. If you tweet him, he'll usually write back. He'll usually reply to you. Me too on Twitter most of the time, unless you're a troll and I find you annoying, and then I just ignore you or sometimes mute or block. I know there's a lot of other people on YouTube that never reply. I reply sometimes. I can't keep up with all the comments. If you ever want to contact me, you can contact me through my blog, which is linked way at the bottom of all the notes. In every video, there's a link to my blog. There's a contact page there. You can also contact me on my Stall Slayer page. I'll move that up to closer to the top of the video. So if you do have questions for me, or you want clarification on something I've said, write to me. But yeah, I think I did a video a long time ago on that topic too. Only hear what is being said, because I hear it with, even with like the fasting, the people that are really, really big proponents of fasting. I see people get into trouble with too much fasting. Just because eating all day, every second of the day, stuff in your face is bad, doesn't mean that never eating ever, ever, ever is good, or that that's what you should do. There's a balance, right? And I'm friends with some of the people that work with the fasting method up in Canada. They used to go by intensive dietary management. And they've told me sort of, I don't know if it's on or off the record, maybe on, because I've seen them give talks about it too. They have to defast people. They have to like unfast people. Like you're fasting a little too much. Don't get so carried away with this fasting thing. Fasting is great. Keto is great. Ultra crazy strict keto is great. Depending on your situation. Depending on your situation, maybe fasting is not a great idea for you. Maybe ultra strict keto is not a great idea for you. I've had multiple clients that I told to eat more carbs because ultra strict keto was not working for their particular circumstance. So don't apply every single thing you hear and everything you see and read to you, because it might not apply to you. It might not be meant for you. the advice that works for a 25-year-old cross-fitting, I don't know, 10% body fat male is not going to be the same keto diet advice that's going to work for a 64-year-old, postmenopausal woman with obesity and type 2 diabetes. Like it's just we're in two different worlds there. And like I just think you can't things that work for other people are not automatically and immediately going to work for you. And it's not fair and it sucks because it means that there's going to be people out there eating a lot of foods on their diet that you can't eat on yours. They're just not going to work for you, even if they work for someone else. And I did a video. I don't know what order I'm going to release. I'm building up a big stockpile of videos now. I don't know what order any of them are going to be published in. I did a video a couple of days ago on getting real about your trigger foods. And that's kind of where we are. Get real, because, okay, this person is, oh, look at my keto fat bomb, and look at this thing that I made. And I made, they sell like literally keto cheese doodles now, keto like junk snacks. Thank God they're expensive because I'm too frugal to buy them. Like that was from my friend Sylvie. Sylvie, if you're watching, hi. I would say like I'm too cheap to buy the super expensive keto junk that I shouldn't be eating in the first place anyway. And she said, you're not cheap, you're frugal. Anyway, frugal or cheap, whatever it is, there's all these newfangled keto treats and the keto ice cream and the keto this and that I see other people eating, and they're thin and they're happy and they're loving life and they're getting results. I can't do it. They don't work for me, but they work for someone else. So I can't apply someone else's method or someone else's strategy to myself. So I'm going to close out now. Less than 20 minutes. It's a miracle. Just keep that in mind. Who is being spoken to here? What is the audience this is intended for? Is this advice, does it make sense for me to listen to this advice? Like, does it sound like what this person is talking about or what they wrote about or whatever? Does that seem like it applies to me and my situation? Sometimes the answer is going to be absolutely yes. Sometimes it's going to be absolutely no. And so I think that advice will take you far, to just trust your own instinct. Don't automatically think that just because someone's talking about keto, it fits your keto and your body and your current situation and the goal you want to get to change your situation. Okay, thank you for watching. Remember to check out all the links, the blog posts, the videos, Patreon, and I will see you next time. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. What are you waiting for? Keto without the crazy. What more could you want? See ya.